Hello, how we doing? Welcome to Tuesday's live stream. And my audio is on. Can you confirm that, please? Somebody? While I'm waiting for that, let's see. I want to show you something. Someone please quick say, yes, Rob, your audio. Yes, there's a yes. Chris Bakelance, thank you very much. I want to show you something real quick. This is my YouTube studio. What do you call this? The live streaming area. What do you call it? It's when you can see your stats and see the live chats coming in and whatnot. I just wanted to point out this little message up here. This is YouTube trying to get me to turn monetization on. They really want me to turn it on for this live stream. I will say that I'm doing it. I'm trying something new again. So I do have monetization on today, but no mid-roll ads. So I think what that means is perhaps you saw an ad when you got in here for the first time, but then as long as you stay here, there should be no ads. Maybe we can confirm that at the end of this. So, but anyways, I just thought it was funny that, hey, they keep trying to get me to turn this on, even though the test that I had done, I don't know, a month or two ago, indicated that I might earn an extra $8, I think, if I turned it on. But I would totally inconvenience the rest of you guys if I did that. So anyway, just wanted to point that out. How's everybody doing? What's going on? I've got a bunch of things written down to talk to you guys about, but I'm going to take some questions too. Loud and clear, sounds good. Audio is good. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, for those who were here a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I believe I talked for, it was many minutes without any audio on. Oh, I can tell that my mic is not pointed at me though. All right, there we go. Now it is. So, what's going on? Before I get too far into it, look, I've got all kinds of notes. I'm not going to read these all right now, but I got a couple I wanted to just mention right off the top. Livestream Made Easy. Whoever's in that course, next Thursday is our next monthly meetup or group call. So that's December 18th. I should have 2 new videos in the course by then. OBS Studio and Meld Studio. Those are the 2 that I'm working on. So there's that. If you are new here and you need more help than you can get from this live stream, so while you're here, you can ask questions. I will answer as many as I can, but I never get to all of them. I apologize in advance for that, probably because I talk too much. But anyway, if you need more help than you can get here, go to my website, robthemaritimer.com, and click the Start Your Journey Here button, and that'll show you everything I've got to offer. There's a bunch of free tools. It'll show you the courses that I have, coaching, all that stuff is there. Creators Growth Project is full. Thank you so much for everybody who showed interest in that, but we've got our first 10 students in that. That starts next Monday. It'll run for 6 weeks. The next one I will run probably in mid to late March is when that's going to start. So I'm excited to get going with that. What else? Last week, the live stream, we set a record for anybody who was here, a record for this channel, 222 peak viewers. Yay! So that's the most I've ever had. So that's awesome. Thanks for that. Who knows? Maybe we'll break it today. We're at 105 already. That's awesome. But if I don't start answering questions soon, a lot of you guys are going to leave. So let's get right into this. I want to find out who's here first. Let's dive into the live chat. And I did see a question right off the top. Scott is here, Escaping the Suburbs. Hello, Scott. Good to see you again. Actually, what am I trying to do? This is not in order. I say this all the time, but it's not in order. There's Scott. How you doing, Scott? My Retired Path is here. Marcel Wynn is here. Mike is here. Hello to everybody. Awesome. Let's see. If we can get what am I doing? I'm messing this up again. There we go. Don't mind me. I'm a little trigger happy with the mouse wheel. So Q. Here's first question right here. Cabby, Paul's weight loss journey. Your analytics video was great. Can I change my video name after 3 days? Thank you for that. Yeah, the analytics video I put out yesterday. yesterday, yes. And can you change your video name after 3 days? You can change your video name right away, every 5 minutes if you want to. I wouldn't recommend doing that because YouTube is not going to know what to do with that if you keep changing it, but you're free to change your video title. I assume you mean title when you say name. You're free to change that as often as you like. Yeah, so yeah, absolutely. That's an easy one. Come on, hit me with a harder question. Catherine, how you doing? By the way, Catherine, and maybe you know this, but that video yesterday was for you because you asked for it twice. So let that be a lesson to everybody out there. If you want me to make a video on something, maybe you have to ask twice before it registers. No, just kidding. But anyways, yeah, I remember you wanted a video on the YouTube analytics, and I didn't have one on my channel, so it deserves a spot on my channel, I think. A lot of people want to know how I read them. And also, if you guys are watching that video, or if you've watched that video, you know, I may be showing you things different than, like, the way I use analytics may be different than the way you use analytics. And what I think is important might be different to you. Now, I did share not only what I think is important, but also what are my favorite ones, whether they're important or not. For example, the real-time live data that I like to look at sometimes, not really that important to look at, right? It's not going to move any needle at all just by looking at that. But, you know, I look at it every once in a while. Sometimes I have it up on my, you know, extra monitor and it's just on. And that way I can see if anything spikes for whatever reason. But what am I going to do with that information? Nothing at all. I'll probably say, oh, wow, look at that spike. I wonder why that's happening. And I won't have an answer. So there's really no point. So anyway. Here we go. I liked your analytics video yesterday, but you seemed a bit rushed compared to other videos. Not sure if others felt the same way. Did you try to finish with a maximum time, or is that maybe a side effect of doing the online demoing? That is a good question and great observation. So I perhaps foolishly thought I could do that video in under 10 minutes. It was like 25 minutes long. And in fact, the recording that I had to edit down was 55 minutes long. And I was able to get that 55 minutes down to 25 by cutting out a whole bunch of stuff. So I really tightened it up as much as I could. So yeah, totally different style of video that I normally make. And it's doing horribly, right? It's a number 10 out of 10, but that's okay. I'm totally fine with that. And in fact, it was to be expected. Let me show you. So let me just refresh this. This is my YouTube studio, and it was this video. If I go to the analytics for it, why is this not registering? Go to video analytics, there we go. There we go. See, the blue line, or turquoise line, is well below the gray area being what a typical video of mine does. So after the first 20 hours, 1,700 views, which, you know, not bad, but it's lower than what I normally get, right? Again, totally expected, because what I've come to know and learn from the videos that I make is that the videos that do the best for me is when I'm just outside kind of spitballing and just talking off the cuff, sharing my thoughts and feelings about how all this works and what I think about certain things, and how sometimes I'll answer a commenter's question in a video, right? So those are my, call it bread and butter, if you will. Like, those are the videos that do the best for me. I think those are the videos that most people like to see from me. And in fact, they are my favorite videos to make because they're easy. I just have to come up with a title, right? Here, I can get this back on me. All I have to do is come up with a title. Thumbnail is dead easy. It's just a screenshot of me somewhere in the video. But yeah, come up with a title that kind of hints at what I'm going to be talking about, basically. But the content is going to be usually based on a comment that I get or something that I see that, you know what, this is something that I think my audience or my viewers would like my take on, right? So yeah, I just go out and I talk, I film myself talking, and then I come back and I, edit it together, which doesn't take very long at all. So I love making those videos. But having said that, a video like that doesn't tend to have a very long life. I mean, you know, it does the typical thing. It does really well out of the gate and then starts slowing down and kind of levels off. Now, once every 3, 4, 5 months or so, one might really resonate and do a whole lot better, and that's great. But the video that I made yesterday is similar to the one, so YouTube Analytics Explained, right? Similar to the one I made, how to start a YouTube channel. Like, no, not how to actually set up a YouTube channel in YouTube Studio. Okay, there's that one. How to upload a video to YouTube. File storage techniques, like how to organize your files and backups, things like that. Those types of videos explaining how to do things, like very specific things, those are the types of videos that could go evergreen. What I mean by that is they could be found in search eventually. Videos that get picked up by search, they don't tend to do well out of the gate. It takes YouTube some time to equate that to search, and then to see how it measures up to the other ones that already exist, other videos that already exist for those search terms, right? But over time, I've seen it. I've seen or Canva, my Canva tutorial videos, how I create my thumbnails in 5 minutes, right? That video is still to this day, like every day. I've made it over a year ago, and every day it's like my top 3 or 4, it's like my 3rd or 4th best video of the day. Like even yesterday, it got over 500 views, I think it was. And I made that in October of 2024. So, but how to make a thumbnail in Canva. Until Canva changes the way you make a thumbnail in it, and until they change their UI a lot, that video should still do well. So at some point, I'll probably have to redo it. But anyways, it's good to have a mix of videos that can be found in search and videos that are made for your viewers, your existing viewers. Okay, so anyway, there you go. So did I seem a bit rushed? I wasn't really rushed when I recorded it, but it probably seemed that way when I took out all the empty spaces and scrunched 55 minutes down to 25. So that's why. But I hope you didn't mind too much. Thank you, Mike. Don't forget 3 Qs before your question, because that's actually how I search for questions in Ecamm Live. I type in 3 Qs and it's only showing me those. Meanwhile, over here, I can see the current chat. Yeah, some QQQs there too. Yes. Let's see. Okay. I'll answer that question right now that came in a minute ago, or not even. Rob, what's the best way to add music to a video? I seem to have trouble with long videos, not shorts. Best way to add music to a video is, well, you have to, choose your favorite video editing program, and then you should just be able to import music into it. Now maybe you're doing it on a phone, and if you are, I'm not as well versed in how to do it that way, but I could probably figure it out. But on a computer, quite often you can have 2 windows open, your video editing app and your file manager or finder app, and you just find the music that you have already downloaded to your computer, click and drag it over to your video editing app, and then put it on the timeline, adjust where you want it, cut off the ending if it's too long, adjust the volume, all kinds of things like that, and then render your video. So that's a high level way to do that, how to add music. Let's see, what else we got here? Question, do you or anyone else here have experience with YouTube rejecting monetization? A travel walking channel I follow recently got rejected, but without any specific reason given. So I don't have experience with that. This is my only monetized channel, and it got monetized and has never been demonetized and was not rejected. I mean, all I can suggest is to try to figure out what they could be doing wrong. Like, is there anything like, okay, so if a travel walking channel, if there's copyrighted music on in the background, so that's something that gets picked up in your videos, that could not allow you to get monetized, and that video and any watch hours that come from that video perhaps wouldn't count. That's one thing. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I would have to look at the channel, and then I might be able to have some educated guesses as to why. But No personal experience myself. Sorry. Got a question about moderators. Do you actually get in touch with them and talk to them personally, either by phone, email, or whatever, to kind of go over strategies? I have not done that. No, I've got a couple of moderators. I was going to say monitors. Catherine is here, and you can tell that she's a moderator. Her name is Blue, and she's got the little wrench beside her name. And I think I just asked her one day, hey, you're here all the time. Do you want to be a moderator? And she said yes. So boom, I can click and make anybody a moderator right now. And all you do is you click on the name and then just select be a moderator, right? Let's try this. Well, yeah, no, I don't want to do that right now because you bring up a good point. You probably should ask before you make somebody a moderator. So, but yeah, what I would probably do if I recognize somebody as having been here a long time, and I kind of know and trust them, even if I haven't spoken to them on the phone, then yeah, I would make them a moderator. It's just as easy to make somebody not a moderator if they do something you don't want them to do and you don't want them to be a moderator anymore. And I don't consider the content that I put out here life and death, basically. So I'm not all that concerned about it. But if it makes you feel more comfortable, you can certainly have some sort of an application process if you want to. There you go. Liquid Hour, how are you going to celebrate 100,000 subs? I don't know. I've floated the idea of jumping into the ocean if and when that happens, but I don't love where timing is kind of landing, like February right now. If I keep growing the same rate that I am, and there's no guarantee of that, it could be slower, could be faster. So who knows? I might do that, but we'll figure something out. Maybe have a special live stream or something. Anaholics, what will you do for... Oh, same question. I'm pretty sure you will reach that soon. Yeah, so not 100% sure, but I will be doing something, and I'll probably let people know on this channel the week before. As your channel grows, for those who are just starting, just so you know, you tend to get you can almost predict it. It's not like... So lately, I've been getting around anywhere from... I'm going to say 90 to 200 new subscribers per day, net new. So the pluses minus, new minus the ones who leave, because you always lose subscribers too. The net is usually plus, I'm going to say on average 120 or so subscribers a day, which is amazing, which is awesome. And it's kind of a function of how large your channel is, I guess, and how old your channel is too. So if you have a channel let's say you have a channel that's got the same number of subscribers that I do, but your channel is 15 years old, right? And you may have gotten a lot of your subscribers 15 years ago. Well, then your net new subscribers may be 0 or even negative, right? Because, people naturally will leave channels. Right? Nothing, not that the creator did anything wrong. It's just that the people, their interests change over time. Your interests and my interests change over time. So what we're interested in today might be completely different than what we were interested in 15 years ago, right? So, that happens. That happens. Interests change. People leave YouTube. People go through and unsubscribe to channels, right? It happens all the time. So, but yeah, to somebody who might have, 10 subscribers now and they hear that a channel like mine might be getting over 100 new ones a day, and you might get discouraged about that, don't be, because it'll come. It'll happen. As your channel grows, growth is typically exponential, right? It's not linear. You don't gain 10 new subscribers a day forever. It'll tend to pick up. And then we'll probably level off at some point, especially if you ever take breaks or start talking about something else and don't stay on topic, right? So yeah, if I average 100 a day, then we can do the math as to when that might happen. But, one really good video might accelerate that, or, if views tank, it might decelerate that. So who knows? Okay. Recon. Question. I found that posting a video, even if it has bad stats, can somehow get pushed by the algorithm if no one really put anything out on the topic. Do you think this could be a viable strategy? Absolutely. And just to kind of rephrase that, the algorithm's not going to push a video. People are going to pull it, right? People, either search for things or they're watching something similar and yours gets recommended. So either way, it's viewers making the decision to watch your video. It's not YouTube pushing it out. But what happens is the people who watch your video, the longer they watch it for, that is what YouTube looks at, or the algorithm kind of puts into their brain, right? The calculations when deciding how many impressions to give your video, right? So, but yeah, no, that's valid. Like, you could make an amazing video, but if 1 million people made that same video or a video on the same topic, then you're kind of competing with a lot of other people, and it might not be, it might be hard to get discovered, right? If you're in amongst a sea of other videos that are the same. But yeah, if you can come up with a unique idea, which I find is hard to do, but something that hasn't been done before, yet also something that people want to see, that's gold. That would be awesome, and that would be a great strategy. So yeah, think along those terms, and you might have a winning strategy. Heidi, how you doing? You showed how to find different metrics, such as end screen on the video yesterday. I do not have that metric choice. In fact, I don't have many metric options at all. End screen? Let me go here. So I'm not, you should be able to have, oh, I see what you're talking about. I remember. Let me see. Let's go back in here. Where was I go? So I go to, let's go back to the home page, and then let's go to analytics and see more, and it's down here under metrics. Okay, so there's a lot of these that you don't have, is what I'm understanding, and if that's the case, I'm a little, I don't know if surprised, but I wasn't aware that everybody didn't have the same metrics. The smaller your channel is, or the newer your channel is, perhaps you wouldn't have the same metrics, or as many. I suppose that could be the case, but I would have to look that up. So end screens, this is what you're talking about down here. If you click on end screens, you have these other metrics you could add to this chart. And this chart is, what is it showing? My views in the last 28 days, November 11th to December 8th. Right, and you can kind of see when I come out with a video. So this is a video that came out, and that's red. So you can come down here and is this one, I believe. If I click that, yeah, it shows it there. Anyway, yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't have all of those metrics. Maybe you're starting on a different screen is all I can think of. Like, what I mean is, if you start, like, so for instance, if you come up here and you go to traffic sources, okay, you may have different metrics shown. No, they all have to be the same. There is so much in here. There's so many metrics available. Now, and if you don't have all of the same ones, then yeah, no, I might have to look into that, see why, because I was not aware of that. Yeah, so I'm not sure what else to say, Heidi. I'll look into it and try to get back to you to see why you might not have the same metrics. Okay, let's see, what else we got? Do the bloopers help with retention on your videos? That is a good question, and I don't have a proper answer to that, but I can tell you my thinking behind them. I can tell you that when I put bloopers in a video, which it's been a few videos since I've done that, I try to do it every 4 or 5 times or something like that. At one time, I was thinking I should do it every time because people really seem to like it. The first time I did it just happened to be the video of mine that went viral that really started my channel taking off in last summer, like last summer, a year and a half ago. And I put bloopers in that, and I got a ton of comments, people that love the bloopers. So then I thought, wow, I should keep doing this, thinking that, that must be the reason. But if you, and I'm going to show you this, because this is interesting, and it's right along your questions. Let's go to content. Okay, let's find that video, and the easiest way to do that, I'm going to sort this by views. So you can click here, sort by views. There, my most viewed video, 492,000, is this one, and that was that viral video. So if I go to the analytics for that one, all right, and you can see what it did and what it's been doing lately, not much. So what is it getting? Well, we can see here, 93 views in the last 2 days. So it's dropped off significantly. That's fine. It's had its run. It did its job. But if you scroll down here, this is the retention graph. And as you can see, the retention is actually below my average. Now, did it look this way a year and a half ago? Probably not. Okay, like my typical has changed since then. So I believe this gray area is the typical today and not the typical what it was a year and a half ago, if that makes sense. I'm not 100% sure about that, but just something to keep in mind. But towards the end, I'm going to say the last couple of minutes is when I had the bloopers. And if you can, it's hard to see, but you can kind of notice a dip here. It kind of starts, the slope goes down right here. Okay? And the reason that is because I put in bloopers. I wasn't adding any more value to the, the title and the thumbnail and what the video was, the core message of the video. I wasn't adding value. I was just adding something funny at the end. Okay? A lot of people watched it, but when I say a lot of people, only 6% made it to the end. But what's 6% of 400,000? That's a lot of people, right? And if they all comment, that's a ton of comments. So yeah, I wanted to show you that. And there were other examples of that, but I don't remember if all of these had. Like, here's another really well-performing video. Yeah, I don't remember if that one had a bloopers in it or not. But so do they help with retention on your videos? The way I would think about that is I think they do if I let people know they're coming. All right. So something I did in that viral video, at the very beginning of the video, I put some text on the screen. Let's see now. Let's go back here again. Let me just go to this video. Let's go to the video. Okay, so this was from July 2024, and I'm just going to play the, hopefully you can hear this. Actually, it doesn't matter though. It's mostly on screen that I want to show you, but let's just, let me play 30 seconds or so of this.
Hey guys, today's video is going to be a little bit different than what you're used to seeing from me if you've been here before. If you're new, then welcome. Nice to meet you. So yeah, today's video is going to be different than before. I want this to be a little more real, a lot less edited, and just me having a conversation with you. No teleprompter. I do have a few notes here written on my phone, so I will be referring to those.
I'm going to stop it right there because I don't, what I thought was there is not there. I thought I put a line in there that said stick around till the end for the bloopers, but I think what I did is later on in the video I said something like that. But I did want to show you, or what I can point out is that in that intro, so that was the first 30 seconds, okay? I put a couple of pieces of text in there, like awkward, I forget what the other one was, but anyways, just to kind of keep the story going. And what I think helped that video was the fact that I kind of, I mean, just watching it now, I can tell that I'm better at that now than I was then. I was nervous, and but I just kind of, I went with it, and I was just open and honest about it. And I think that alone, and the fact that I was speaking off the cuff, and the fact that I even kind of hinted at the fact that I might not know what I'm doing here, I hope it goes okay, and just that feeling, like getting that feeling across to the audience, some audience members might think, wow, I want to do this too. And I wonder if he messes up. I'm going to keep watching, right? Like some people might have watched just for that reason alone, and that could have boosted the numbers. Okay, so my eye is watering. So yeah, so I wouldn't say that's a great intro. That was the first 30 seconds, and I haven't even really started talking about what I'm going to talk about, right? So, why did that disappear? Oh, it came back. So, yeah. So, anyway, what was I saying? The retention, I think what helped that, as far as bloopers go, lately what I've been doing when I do put them in, I do put a message near the beginning that says stick around for the bloopers at the end. Or something else I've done is I've actually started the video, and I haven't done this in a while. Maybe I should do it again soon. I started the video with almost like a false take. And then like 3 seconds in or 4 seconds in, I'll mess up and I'll have to start over. Like I'll take one of the bloopers, one of the false starts I had, and I'll put it right at the very beginning, almost like a stutter start, right? And then after people see that, I could put a message saying, it took me a while to start this, bloopers at the end, stick around for them, or something like that, right? I don't have to say it. I could just put it on screen, and people will see that as they're listening to me, right? Just a trick. Try it. See if it works. See if it helps. All right. Question: how can I sustain doing videos even when things are emotional and tough in my life? How are you so consistent with your schedule of publishing videos, live stream, etc.? Good question. And I think the answer is going to be different for everybody. How am I so consistent? I don't feel like I am. I'm consistent with these live streams. It's in my calendar every week, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock Eastern, but 2 o'clock here. I'm going to go live. I'm going to do a live stream. And, I find them frictionless. And what I mean by that is it doesn't take me much time, any time really, to get set up for these, unless it's a special one and there's something I want to demonstrate or something like that. But for the most part, these live streams where I'm just chatting and answering questions and things like that, there's no real prep work. So going live for 2 hours, I just got to book off a couple hours, right, to do this. So there's that. And as far as doing the videos, when things are emotional and tough, like I can understand that it may not always feel like a good time to make videos. And if it doesn't feel like a good time, it's okay to take a break. Like if you need a break from it, absolutely 100% take a break from it. Right? But I don't feel the need to myself personally right now. So I don't. And I really enjoy doing this. So it's kind of easy for me to keep doing it. If I didn't like doing what I do, it'd be a whole lot harder. Well, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't have done it long enough to see success, right? And that's what happens to a lot of people. They think they want to do this, so they start, but they don't love it. So at the first sign of something else going on that kind of pulls their attention away from it, they take that and they just never get going, and then they'll quit. But in my case, I mean, I did kind of steer away from YouTube a couple times in the first 3 or so years that I was doing it, and it wasn't until it's like, you know what, I really like doing this, and I really want this to be what I do. I can make 3 videos a week. I can do a live stream every week. Let's just do this and have fun with it, and that it becomes easy if you like it and you enjoy it, and you forget about trying to get monetized and all that. Just knowing that, I mean, financially, you have to be in a place where you can sustain yourself and be able to do this. I understand that, and that could be hard. Like if you have a full-time job outside of this, maybe I had a bit of an advantage in that I was working for myself anyways as a freelancer in this office. So while I'm here, I can make YouTube videos too. If my schedule isn't completely filled up with jobs to do for other people, I can make videos. And it's the making videos for myself that I enjoyed a whole lot more than making videos for other people, right? So, you've got to enjoy it. I guess that's the number one thing. Number one thing. All right. Question: I've created about 20 videos for a nonprofit where I've volunteered. They've listed me as a collaborator. Can I host these in a playlist on my own YouTube site? Yes, you can actually put videos from any channel in a playlist on your site. They don't have to be your videos. They don't have to be, you don't have to get an agreement with anybody to do that. You can, as long as a video is, I believe what you can do is you can, like the creator of a video can select whether or not they'll allow it to be included in playlists, and if they have, then you can. So yes, 100%. What are your favorite external SSDs? I've only got one, so I have nothing to compare it to, and I actually don't use it that much, but it's this one, the T7 by Samsung. This one is, does it even say on it? It probably does, but I can't read that. I need magnifying glass. It's either 1 terabyte or 2 terabytes. But yeah, this works fine. I made a video about this a while ago. Less than a year ago. But yeah, no, my MacBook has 2 terabytes inside it. So, and that's, that's more than enough for me. So when I need more space on that, I move files off of my MacBook and onto my NAS, where I back stuff up. Alrighty, so, I saw that question. Let's see. Scott has a question. Can you talk about the delay that live streamers can expect to see as they read and answer questions in the chat? Someone I was watching Sunday was struggling understanding the delay back and forth. Yeah, so there is a delay, and it depends actually. So first of all, when somebody does a live stream, when they host a live stream, so when I host a live stream, I can select, now what's it called? It's like kind of the response rate. Do you want it to be super fast? And the fastest you can select is, I think it's like still 5-second delay at minimum. And if you don't have a really good upload YouTube connection, you might want to select something a little slower, like even up to 20 or more seconds of a delay. So, when I say something, you're going to hear, so if my delay is around 5 seconds, when I say something, you're going to hear it 5 seconds later, and then you might type something in to the live chat. I think there's a delay there before I actually see that. That might be 5 seconds coming back to me, right? And then I know from the live chat I see in YouTube Studio and the live chat that I see in Ecamm, there's about a 5-second delay there too. So that adds up to about 15 seconds. So yeah, so that's the way that works. There's always going to be a delay. It's not real-time chat. It's not like a Zoom call, right? Which is near real time, pretty much real time. So yeah, a conversation back and forth through the chat takes a little bit of time. Amy, do you know how the collaborate button works? Who gets the views? Is the video listed on all collaborators' channels? So what I know about this is whoever uploads the video, so if you agree to collaborate with another creator, let's say you were both in a video or you talked about each other or whatever, you collaborate so that both of you show up as the creator. Whoever uploads the video to their channel, they will be the one to earn any revenue that comes from it. So by being monetized, of course, they would have to be monetized if they're going to earn anything. Okay, so I know that's the way it works now. That might, I've heard some people say, I don't think that's right. It should be different. But anyway, that's the way they launched it. But it could change. Excuse me. But anybody who is listed as a collaborator, like if they are not the one who uploaded it, but they're a collaborator, they will see that video. They'll be able to see that video's stats. Okay? If the person who uploaded it chose that option. Yes, let the collaborators view these stats, right? They have to check that box. And then, like if somebody else uploaded it, then I would be able to see the stats of that video. Okay? So yeah, that's what I know about the way it works. Somebody didn't like that answer, gave it a thumbs down. Sorry about that. That's what I know about how it works. Do channels need 4,000 watch hours every year? No, that's not the way it works. And this is a common misconception. It's not 4,000 watch hours per year. So for those who are wondering, what she's referring to is to get monetized. There are two main rules that people talk about all the time. You need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, and some people say incorrectly, per year. What it is 4,000 watch hours in your last 365 days. Okay? So it's not by calendar year, it's not by months, it's days, 365 days. So today is what? December 9th. So if you were looking at it now, you would need 4,000 watch hours between December 10th, 2024 to December 9th, 2025. Tomorrow, there's another day forward. It moves another day forward on the back end as well. Okay? It's a moving window. It's a moving 365-day window. It moves with time. Okay? So, yeah, that's how that works. It's not per year at all. So yeah, the one thing to, I guess, look out for, and I know some people that this kind of happened to, if you have a viral video, if you have a video, and what I mean, if you have a video that does a whole lot better than your videos typically do, you'll get a spike in your watch hours for that day. Okay? You now and if that gets you monetized, for instance, great, you're monetized. But 365 days from that time, you're going to lose those watch hours. You're not going to lose the watch hours, but you're going to lose them as far as the rule to get monetized goes. So if you get a viral video that gets you monetized, you've got a year to kind of back that up and kind of keep going and build your base of other videos, right? So you don't want to get into a position where, a year goes by and all of your other videos, you don't need another viral video. You just need to just keep showing up because, as long as you keep talking to the same people you were speaking to in that viral video, it should never be a problem, right? Yeah, so that's how that works. Let's see. All right. Question, what frequency do you recommend to post videos to help increase views? Our videos with bigger collaborators do great. Our solo videos, not so much. What frequency do you recommend to post videos to help increase views? I wouldn't... I don't know that those two things are as related as you think they might be. The frequency isn't the only thing that's going to increase your views. And it's not even the most important thing. You just need to make videos that people are going to watch all the way through. That's it. Make videos that are going to watch all the way through. If your views are not doing well, then try something new. Like try a different angle of whatever it is you're talking about, or go back and look at the videos that you've been doing that have been doing well, and try to figure out why. Or like, what were you talking about in those videos? Talk about that some more. Or like, what was your intro like? How was it nice and quick and you kept people watching for a while? Do another intro like that, right? Like, as far as the frequency goes, like you can be successful with a channel posting once a month. I mean, I think it's harder, but I look at once a week as being, I was going to say average, but I almost look at once a week being kind of like the minimum. When you're starting out, it's important to just make a lot of videos. Make a lot of videos, get good at making videos, right? And the more you make, the better you're going to get at making them. And the better you get at making them, the longer people are going to watch them for. That's all. So to answer your question directly, it's whatever frequency you can handle long term without burning yourself out. If you can make 3 videos a week, and when I say videos, I'm not talking short form. I'm talking long form. Yes, you can build a channel with short form videos, but I'm going to tell you right now, that's not my specialty. That's not what I do. I use shorts to support my long form, but I just use like Nexus clips, right? Something like that to make them fast. I don't spend time making my shorts. That's not my goal. So when I say make videos, I mean long form. Make long form videos. If you can make 3 a week, awesome. It's going to take you a long time. So in order to, you may have to develop some good systems to be able to quickly make a video and quickly edit a video. And you know, I forced myself to make 3 a week for months, and I got really good at making them fast, right? So if you can do something like that, then that'll really help. And then as your channel grows, you can settle into a little more relaxed routine if you want. Like, I'm probably fine just doing 1 video a week right now, but I love making videos. So I tend to do sometimes 2, sometimes 3, but it's been a while since I've done 3. I like making them. So, but can my channel succeed with just 1 video a week? Sure. So anyway, that's probably talked a little bit too much about that, but those are my thoughts on that. Let's see. I'm trying to create a weekly schedule, so I have some activities I do every day. I work better that way. What would you do on non-filming, editing, launch days? Research. Watch YouTube videos. Try to figure out what else you want to make a video about. Or if you want to completely take a break from it, if it were me, I'd go for a walk, or I'd go for a run, or I'd go for a hike, go for a drive. No, walk, run, or hike would be my choice, but right. But if you're talking about tasks to help build your channel, research and trying to get a better idea as to what else you can make videos about, and start growing a list maybe. That's probably what I would do. That is what I do. Or if you want to build a business around your YouTube channel, start thinking about, what can your business be? How can you think about ways to monetize your channel without monetizing your channel, like different revenue streams. So I have a bit of a business background, so that's kind of where my mind would go. Like, how else can I, what else can I do with this, right? That tends to be the kind of thing that I would look at. Any advice for anyone who has reached 10,000 or more subscribers? I mean, I don't know what to say. That's a pretty vague question. Any advice for what? For growing your channel further? If you've got 10,000 or more subscribers, you've done something right. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay on topic would be something. Like if your channel's growing, something's working right, you're talking to the right people, stay on topic. Make more content for your audience that wants to hear more from you. Look at it this way. You've got 10,000 people who signed up to hear more from you. So don't keep them waiting. Make another video for them. There you go. Hi, Rob. Why is it that only select viewers can see the hype feature on a creator's video? That I'm not sure. I have yet to see the hype button anywhere. I don't know what I've done wrong, but I don't see it. If I click on this, no, that's got 1 million subscribers, so I won't see it there. I don't know. What am I? Let's see. Okay, could click on that one. Just pause. No, 283,000 subscribers. I don't see a hype button anywhere. So I don't know. I haven't seen it. All I know is not everybody sees it. And I know you can only hype videos that are less than 500,000 subscribers in size, but more than 500 subscribers. Okay. So what YouTube considers small channels. But yeah, no, I can't answer that one. I'm sorry. I get this a lot. How to be successful at YouTube without making a channel that talks about how to be successful on YouTube. I get comments in the comment section that basically says the only reason I'm being successful is because I'm talking about how to be successful on YouTube, right? That's not the case. There are plenty, and I'm sure if you wouldn't have to dig very far on YouTube to find videos or channels who are doing very well, and they're not telling people how to be successful on YouTube. Okay, the only reason you might think that it's only people making videos like I make videos being successful on YouTube is probably because that's what you're searching for and that's what you're watching. you watch one of my videos, then YouTube is going to present you with more videos, either from me or creators like me. And then the next thing you know, your YouTube feed is filled with people trying to tell you how to be successful on YouTube. And now you think, right? So you're almost creating your own feed in YouTube. If you, right? So that's kind of the way that works. Now, to answer your question, how to be successful at YouTube without making a channel? Make a channel about something you're interested in. It does not have to be how to grow on YouTube. It can be how to take better photos. It could be how to sail a boat, how to build a dock, how to put up a Christmas tree. These are just examples. In my mind, always go to how-to style videos. That's the way I started. So, but pick something that you're kind of passionate about, that you like to talk about, and make videos about that. And as long as you love doing it and you're passionate about it, you've got a real good chance at being successful at it. There are van life channels with millions of subscribers. There are people that vlog channels with millions of subscribers, right? There's how to, gardening channel, anything you can think of. You could probably find a channel that's about that thing that has millions of subscribers and are doing very well. So that's how. Pick something you're interested in and go for it. Follow up. Yes, I was on the wrong screen. I thought I followed where you were, but I see them now. Never mind. Awesome. Phew. Okay, great. But that actually doesn't change, Heidi, what I'm thinking, that maybe not everybody has the same options there. Obviously the revenue side. So if you're not monetized, all of the revenue options are probably not there, right? But if you are monetized, you probably have all that. Interesting. Okay, I answered that one. Here's a question. Anaholics, do you include the occasional viral videos to predict your growth? Sometimes you have 100,000 views. These videos might not be regular, but they are a substantial part of your total number of views. Do I include to predict my growth? I don't predict my growth. I'm not really sure what you're referring to here. Maybe you're saying this in response to when I was talking about when I might get to 100,000 subscribers. I'm not looking at it from a video by video basis. I'm just looking at it historically, how many subscribers I've been getting every month or every week or every day, right? That's all I really look at. So no, I don't predict. I don't have numbers where I'm forecasting where I want to be in terms of views, in terms of subscribers or anything like that. My forecasts for growth center more on revenue. And when I say revenue, I'm not even talking about YouTube revenue. I'm talking about the business I'm growing on the back of this YouTube channel. So that's, I can set expectations for how many videos I want to make in a year. Right? If I want to average one a week, that's 52 or 50 or whatever, right? I can tell you that I made, let's see, where is it? I made 99 videos in 2024, and that was with 0 in January. 99 videos in 2024 with 53 live streams. In 2025 so far, I've made 88 videos. And I might have a few more, so I'm not going to hit 99. I'm not going to have 9 more videos. The last few months, I've had 7, actually going backwards, November, 7, 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8 videos per month. That's what I've been doing, 7 to 8. And I've done 3 so far in December, so if I do 4 more, even 5 more, that'll be 90-some videos. It won't be 99 though. And I've done 59 live streams this year versus 53. Oh yeah, I was gonna start this live stream off by saying welcome to live stream 123, because that's what this is, 123rd live stream. So yeah, I can set expectations for that and try to hit those kind of targets, but that's not really you know, the result, like, it's better to set goals that you actually have control over. Okay? I have control over how many videos I put out, how many live streams I do. I don't have control over how many views I get, how many subscribers I get, things like that. So those are just results. So, I mean, if I see, you know, the number of views that I'm getting kind of slowing down, I might try to put a little extra effort in. Okay, what have I not been doing lately? Maybe what's my last really good performing video? Maybe I should do something like that one or on that topic again, right? So I might look at it that way. So anyway, I hope that helps. No, I wasn't sharing that screen. Oh, let's go back here. Let me just quickly take a look at the current chat, see if I've missed anything super important. Let's see. Question just came in from Monkey Wrench. How does a person know if they are natural in front of the camera? Ask around or get a coach, or I think I am, but I could be better, but how do I know if I am right? Yeah, I guess it's kind of a feeling. And people will let you know in the comments, I guess. It's something I always work on. I try to be as natural as I can. I feel like it's coming to me more naturally now than it used to. And you'll probably eventually get to a place like that too, where it feels that way. I mean, if you're looking for feedback, you could always ask, you know, trusted friends or family members, like, what do you think of this? Right? You could do that. Play it for somebody, your spouse or a friend or whatever, and just say, like, what do you think of this video? What's your honest opinion about this video? The way I would say it is, and I have not done this, but what I would probably say is, pay no attention to what I'm talking about, but what do you think about the way I'm presenting myself? Do I come across as natural? And be as blunt as you can. That's what I would tell a friend, right? Be as blunt as you can. Pretend you don't know me. What do you think of this video? How can I be better? Right? You could do that. That might help. What lighting would you recommend for home videos? I don't like some of the shadows in my videos I recorded. I love these newer 18-inch lights. I got one close enough here I can pick it up and show you. This here comes with a stand, right? That's, you know, it extends if you just loosen this, or right, it extends. I've got 4 of these. I've got 2 on stands, and 2 here, left and right of me. That's what's lighting me up now. If I turned them off, I'd go dark. Okay, that's those lights, and I have a link to them in the description of all my videos. The 18-inch Neewer panel lights. They're not that well, I mean, they're a couple $100, so I shouldn't say they're not that expensive. But as far as lighting goes, you could spend a whole lot more than that. I like that they're 18 inches. That's a good size. Like, the smaller they are, the harsher the light could look. Like, if it's smaller, you'd have to turn the brightness up higher. Then you could, you know, be brighter here than you are here, right? So the bigger the panel, you know, the lower you can dial it down. Like, I think this one's on 10%. That's it. And that's enough to light me up. So yeah, that's what I would suggest. And if you get them on stands, you can move them around however you want. But yeah, and if you want to get rid of shadows, that gets a little trickier. If you only have one light, then you're probably going to have a shadow on the other side. Have 2 lights, that'll fix that. But the one thing I don't like, and you can probably see it here, is shadows of my glasses. You can see my like here, under here, you can see the shadow of my glasses, right? Well, if I had another light, maybe down here, up, that might get rid of that shadow. So you can eliminate shadows with more lights, but you know, you can go a little crazy with that. You don't need to. This, I think, is fine, 2 lights. And the reason I have 2 other ones is because these 2 are attached to my desk, and I want to be able to quickly and easily move other lights around the room if I want to sit back there and make a video, for instance, right? So there you go. There you go. All right, what else we got here? Question. I started my channel in one niche but realized I enjoy talking about YouTube for businesses. I privated my old videos and switched. Is that good, or should I keep the old ones public? If you want to pivot your channel, okay, there's a delay. On YouTube Studio, it just showed me going dark. So what was that? That was like a good 30-second delay. Anyway, so yeah, here's the thing. If you're switching, if you're pivoting and you're going to talk about something else, and more accurately, if you're going to be talking to a different group of people who are interested in something else, and those people won't be interested in the content you had made before, then yes, I would private those. I wouldn't delete them because, you know, I mean, you could delete them as long as you have a copy of them. I don't like deleting anything. But if you privatize them, if you make them private, they are essentially deleted from your channel in as far as the algorithm goes, okay? And as far as the people go who are going to see your new content, they won't see them, so they won't get confused if they go to your channel as to what your channel's about. So yes, I would totally do that. I would not keep them public. No. Not unless your new audience would have an interest in those old videos. That'd be the only. And if you want to keep maybe one old video on that channel, like your oldest one, because maybe it's not very good, right? Like I like this approach. Maybe it's not very good, but you want to be able to show, like, especially if you're going to be talking to people about YouTube business and how to grow a YouTube business, right? You're probably going to be talking about the fact that you will improve over time as you're making videos. You may want to point them back to your first ever video and say something like, see, look how bad I was back then compared to how great I am now, right? So for that reason, I might leave it on. I've done that. I've got my videos, all of my videos on my channel. In fact, I have a lot of how-to edit in Camtasia videos that, I mean, yeah, there's overlap because it's how to edit videos, and I talk about editing some, but you know, if I go back before those, I had a couple of videos on how to set up a Fiverr account and how to make income online, things like that probably could be privated on my channel, but I've left them because they were horrible, and it can show people how bad I was. Do you do anything to prevent trolls on your live streams? My views are up, but so are the trolls. The only thing I've done, and actually, thank you, Catherine, because I noticed you had deleted some messages. I don't know what the messages were, because all I see was message was retracted by of Home and Heart. So that's all I do. I've got a moderator or two that can kind of manage them for me. If they see something that probably shouldn't be there, they delete them, and I trust them to do that, and so that's all I do. So you can do that. Before I had moderators, I would just, if I saw something in the chat, or often people would let me know, Rob, you got somebody spamming your chat, you might want to do something about that. And if I see that, oh, really? Then I'll look and I'll find it, and then I'll click on them and I will block them or put them in a timeout, right, where they can't comment. So that's how I handle that. I don't worry about it too much. But, you know, some people are more worried about it, and depending on what your videos are about or what your live streams are about, maybe a more sensitive topic, you might want to be more on top of something like that. Moderators help in a big way. Why does everyone think AI makes them better? It regurgitates other YouTube titles and makes you sound like everyone else. Why not use your own special voice with all the quirks and personality? Valid question. I don't know. I mean, I do. I use ChatGPT quite often to help me with titles. Do I have to? Maybe not. But I feel like it's helped me. But yeah, no, you bring up a valid point. You know, if you can get creative, and AI has only existed for 3 years, I guess, 2 years. So before that, people were doing just fine on YouTube, right? So, you know, I don't know if I have a good answer for that. I use AI to help be more efficient in what I do, and coming up with titles, definitely titles, and thumbnail text. I feel like I don't always go with what AI tells me to go with, right? I don't necessarily go with exactly what they tell me to do. I usually ask for options. Sometimes I settle back on what my initial idea was in the first place. But other times it'll give me, say, 5 options if that's what I've asked for. And I'll like one, but maybe not that much. And I'll say, I like this one, but, can you, I don't just say, give me 5 title ideas for how to grow a YouTube channel and just kind of go with whatever it says. Like that wouldn't, you have to be more specific. It's using AI. There's a lot of, is it an art? I was going to say there's an art in knowing how to ask the right questions. Okay. What to ask so that you get a good answer. All right. You're not always going to get, I always like the saying, garbage in equals garbage out. Right. And that's, if you put garbage into a computer, you're going to get garbage out. Like, I might like say if my mom was trying to use Excel or something and she was trying to close something, it wasn't closing. So she'd click on it 10 more times. It's not closing. It's not closing. It's like, Mom, you're going to break the computer. Like, what do you, like, you're just garbage, right? And same like in programming lingo. If you write a program, if that program is garbage, it's going to give you garbage back. So you got to know what questions to ask. And if you get an answer, ask more questions. Just say, okay, I see what you're saying there, but I want it to be good for CTR. I want it to evoke some emotion. I want it to, that's kind of the way you have to approach it. And maybe I should do another video on that. Like, my thoughts are kind of jumbled right now on this. I don't feel like I'm giving a very good answer. So I should go to the drawing board, probably consult ChatGPT, and that's what it's good for too. It's good at organizing my thoughts. I use it for that a lot. Like, I want to make a video about, so I've got some video ideas written down here. Why I actually like hard days on YouTube. Somebody used that title somewhere, and I liked that. And I don't know who it was. I didn't write down who it was, but I liked that title. So I might go to ChatGPT and say, here's a title I found that I like. Can you give me some variations of this title and also give me some talking points as to what I could talk about that would make sense with this title? And it'll give me ideas. And just the act of going through that process, and then when I get something back from them, I'll say, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, no. Now I think I want to make a video about this. I like this title. Maybe, can we expand on that? And then, you know what? It's like having an assistant that you can bounce ideas off of. But then you are ultimately the one that puts everything together, right? So that's the way I use it. Also, I don't use AI to write scripts for me, okay? I just use it to help with ideas. And then once I got an idea in my head, I write bullet points on a cue card, and then I go out and I just talk, like off the cuff. Anyway, that's a little bit about how I use it, but you had a valid question. How does one stay driven after posting multiple videos that don't get much traction and or subscribers as a new channel? How do you stay driven? You have to love it. You have to love what you're doing. You have to want to succeed, okay? You have to want to go out and grab success and take it. It's not going to just happen. You have to make it happen. So I don't have a problem staying driven in that respect. If you do have a problem staying, maybe you want to look at what are you making videos about, and maybe if there's something holding you back, like if it's taking you too long to edit, for example, or too long to come up with ideas, or too long to actually, make the video, film the videos, like try to find a pain point and then try to overcome it, I guess. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, I do try to make motivational videos to help people that have questions like this, to try to, reassure them that, as long as they're doing what they love and they're working at it and working at trying to get better and looking at their videos critically and trying to see how they could be better. Why are people leaving my videos? How come they're not watching all the way through? Look at your retention graph. Where are they leaving? Is everybody leaving in the first 30 seconds? Then work on your intro. You got to keep people longer than 30 seconds. If you drop down to 10% are still watching after 30 seconds and that's it, you got to change the way you're doing your intros. And I honestly see that a lot. A lot of people spend a whole lot of time at the beginning of their video not doing much or saying much. Just, okay, yeah, this is my first video. What am I going to talk about? Well, I've been wanting to do this for a while, and so I have to think what to talk about. Gone. Like, I wouldn't have lasted that long, right? So, if you got to start quick and get right into it, and like try to avoid things. I don't always avoid this, but like in today's video, or like don't introduce yourself off the bat. Hi, my name is Rob. Welcome back. I mean, I know I do that probably in my live streams, which I treat differently. But for the videos, I don't start my videos off by saying, hello, thank you for stopping by. I'm really glad to have you here. My name is Rob. I've been making videos for blah, blah, blah. I make videos about this, this, and this. Now, today's video is going to be about this. And once I get started talking about that, there's going to be a surprise at the end, and you don't want to miss that. So once I start talking about this, I think you're really going to love it. So I've been making videos like this for blah, blah, blah. So anyways, that's about a minute of garbage, right? Just get rid of all that. Just say, I don't know. You want to know how to edit a video? Watch this. Boom, done. So that took 2 seconds, right? That's a better intro. Again, I don't always do that myself, but the more you can do it that way versus the first way, that'll help lift up that retention graph. Actually, for you guys, it'd be this way. We're mirrored. All right. How do you know if you are a good YouTube creator and a good mentor or coach? People will tell you. That's how. How do you know if you're a good YouTube creator? That's kind of subjective. You'll feel it. I think if your channel if your channel's growing and you're having fun with it, you're a good creator, right? I mean, there's so many different levels to that. As far as a good mentor or coach, people will tell you, right? So for me, for instance, I never even offered coaching until a little over a year ago. I think it was October or November of last year, I started offering coaching because people started asking me to. They said, can I have more of your time? Like can I sign up for an hour coaching session, Zoom call, stuff like that? And then I thought, yeah, I could probably do that. I actually never used Zoom before I started offering coaching through Zoom. So I learned real quick how it works. People loved it, and I just got busier and busier with it. I had to raise my rates. People loved it, and so on and so on. So yeah, feedback is how you know. People give you feedback. About community building, the bulk of my subs and watch hours come from how-tos. So I am short on community. Suggestions to better connect, or is growth just slower with that content type? No, I would say you could still grow a community. I mean, if you really think about it, my channel is pretty much how-to stuff. I know I do some that are starting to appear like vlogs, but if you drill right down, most of my videos are trying to help people in how to do something. Pretty much. That's the way I look at it anyways. But even before I kind of pivoted to how to do YouTube, I was doing how to edit videos, and I was live streaming then, and I was getting dozens of people in my live streams. Started much slower than that, like I think 4. I had 4 in my first live stream, but it grew, right? And they were just how-to videos. And the way, I mean, for me, the live streams were crucial for that because I scheduled them every single week, and I was making 3 how-to videos a week, and I was using my live streams to talk about the videos I made and to talk about what I was planning on, what was coming up. But if I didn't know what was coming up, I'd also use my live streams to ask people, what else you want to know? What else do you want me to make a video about? Like, it's a great way to get feedback from your people who are watching your videos. And that will grow a community, right? People will come back and you'll get to know them. They'll get to know you, and you right? So you can absolutely grow a community with how-tos. I just read, the lady of the house, I'll share a secret. When you first start your channel with no expectations, all you want and think, wait, no, sorry. Got to stop the scroll. Here, let me just, when you first start your channel with no expectations, all you want and think would be possible would be 10 subscribers. When you hit 1,000, then 10,000, never enough. Yeah, I can, that's right, because there's always somebody with more, right? And you're looking to get there, right? Like, how do I get there? I'm only here. But that person that you want to get to, like if you've got 100 subscribers, you want 10,000. The person with 10,000 wants 100,000. The person with 100,000 wants 1,000,000, right? It's, you have to kind of step back a little bit. Understand that even though the number of subscribers you have is really probably the only way we have to measure the size of, I do that too much, air quotes, the size of a YouTube channel, the number of subscribers that you have is not as important as it used to be. Yes, you do still need 1,000 to get monetized, but beyond that, people don't have to be subscribed to you for YouTube to put one of your videos in front of them to see if they'll click it, okay? You just have to be making videos that people are watching. Then YouTube will put them in front of more people, whether they're subscribed to you or not, all right? And so there's a lot of people who watch videos from a creator who aren't subscribed to that creator, but are notified, not necessarily notified, but every time they open up YouTube, if that creator has a new video, it's there because they watch all their videos. They're not subscribed. They don't have to be. YouTube doesn't wait for somebody to subscribe to figure out that person wants to see videos from this creator. All right? It doesn't even really matter that much. So, and the other thing is too, if you want to talk purely about monetization, okay, and the money you can earn from YouTube, what you can look at is how many views you get. That's a good way to look at, if you know your average RPM, so revenue that you earn per 1,000 views, and I think mine is anywhere from $5 to $9 typically dollars per 1,000 views. So let's say $7. Let's say 5. That's an easier number to work with. $5 per 1,000 views. You can go and look at a channel that's way larger than yours and look at the graph, look at the vidIQ graph of theirs, and you can figure out how many views they've had in the last month and do a calculation to figure out how many views they're getting in a month, right? And if you kind of guess at their RPM, you can kind of figure out what they're earning from YouTube AdSense. And quite often what you'll see, I've seen channels that are much smaller than mine earning more, and channels that are much larger than mine earning less. Like, it's all over the place. The age of a channel has a lot to do with it. How often they post videos, how many views they're getting now has a lot to do with it. So there's so many other ways to look at the size of a channel, but we do all fall back on typically how many subscribers do you have. That's just it. But it is mostly a vanity metric at this point. That said, it's going to be cool to get a silver play button. I'm not going to lie, because I've been chasing this for 5 years, and back then it was more important, and it's still going to be cool. 205 people in here, awesome. We might beat last week's record of 222. Is there anything else I wanted to mention here Yes, there is. I got an email from somebody. His name is Nigel, and he doesn't know maybe he's even here. I don't know. And I'm not going to share the email, but I'm going to share a site from that email, if I can find it. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. I want to show you a website, or sorry, a YouTube channel. I'm going to give somebody a shout out here.
Hit their 50s and counting.
Stop. Okay. I don't know if you guys heard that. You probably did. I'm going to pull this up here, but I want to show you what's possible. Okay. And I don't know this person. Maybe he's here. Maybe that would be really cool if he was. But this is a success story. And I haven't done this in a while, but watch this. Let me pull this up. Meet Wayne Phipps, over 50 reset. This is a channel. And if we go to videos, he's got one video on his channel, posted 4 days ago, and it's got 365,000 views. Right? One video. Okay? I invite you to go to Wayne's channel and watch that video. Okay, let me just click on it.
Have you?
I want to show just the first few seconds just so you can get a sense of this. And I just have a few points to make. Watch.
Have you ever looked at yourself and thought, is this really how I'm going to spend the rest of my working years? And if I'm lucky enough to retire one day, will I honestly be able to look back and say, that was the life I wanted to live? Well, that was me just over a year ago. I gave up a good career with a stable income, a company car, with only a modest amount of savings, no pension lined up, and no real plan. And now, 1 year later, I'm going to tell you how I've managed to pay my way and the lessons I've learned. I'm 54 now. I was 53 when I...
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. So that was 45 seconds. All right, so that was his intro, 45 seconds. A little bit of B-roll, a little bit of him talking, right? And I think most of the rest of this video is him just walking and talking, okay? And it's 24 minutes long. 4 days, 365,000 views, over 9,000 subscribers, all right? What else does he have on this channel? Let's just go back here.
Most men.
3 days. Wait, now, is that a different video?
Most men hit their 50s.
That is a different video. Okay, so he's got 2 videos. This says 3 videos. Let's go to shorts. He's got 2 shorts, 4,000 views, 3,000. I'm not sure how, if I just go to videos, that other one isn't showing. It's got like an intro video.
Most men hit their...
It's got 2,000 views. Anyways, my point is, let's go back to this video.
Have you?
I'd like you to watch that video and try to figure out why. Like, why is it doing so well? And I've got some ideas. Number one, he's extremely authentic. Okay, very authentic, relatable, right? People can relate to him, and it's just real. And it's right in our wheelhouse. He's 53, so he's over 40, over 50. Right? And it's obviously something, look at the title. I quit the rat race at 53 with only 20,000 pounds saved. Here's what happened next. Okay? People are interested in that. Anyways, I'm not necessarily going to be able to say exactly why this worked, but it's worked. And you can see here, over here, this vidIQ Chrome extension, that it looks like video published. Okay? And you can see, I think it's just brand new. 5 days old. The channel's 5 days old, 3 videos. And you can see how many views he got each day. You can see how the subscribers grew. Right? So anyway, that is a pretty cool story, I think. Yeah, I'd love to have a chat with Wayne at some point, just to pick his brain a little bit and why he think it took off and what his experience is. But I wanted to share that with you guys just to see, just so you can see what is possible, that it is possible to grow a channel and do really well, even with just one video. Okay, so it'll be interesting to follow this. So yeah, anyways, be interested to hear what you guys think of that. Let me see. Advertising. Somebody said advertising? No, I wouldn't say. That's not what that graph looks like. The advertising, if somebody uses YouTube Promote, it's not usually a gradual increase. It's boom. It goes up like that. So, no, I can totally see a video like that doing well. Just very real, very authentic, talking to the camera, sharing thoughts, right? There's probably more into it than that, and I'd have to watch the whole video to really see. And I, to be honest, full disclosure, I haven't watched the entire video, but I'm going to. All right, totally off topic. Isn't your birthday coming up in the next few days? Wow, good memory. Yes, it is. Next week. Still in my 50s, though. Mid-50s. I'm going to be mid-50s until I hit 60. Why is it easier for men on YouTube than women video creators? I mean, the harsh physical commentary on women versus men is so lopsided. Have you had any women commenting on your looks? No, I haven't. Why is it easier? I don't know if I agree with that. Why is it easier for men on YouTube than women video creators? Well, I do agree. How is it? I mean, I agree that it is harder. Not necessarily. How do I want to put this? Not just in YouTube, but in life. I feel like there is extra pressure put on women, and maybe in some cases they put it on themselves, in other cases it's put on them, but for whatever reason, and I don't know what the answer is, but just as an example, I didn't spend half an hour on my hair and makeup before I went live, right? A lot of women would feel like they have to. Doing my hair, I just dry my head. That's all I have to do, and I do not put makeup on. So, some women are expected to put makeup on. Not that they are expected to or they'll get fired, but more like society and societal pressures make them feel like they need to put makeup on, just for instance. Because of that, I feel like I've got it easier than women just because of that. But in terms of YouTube, I don't see YouTube as being any different than life, right? As in life, I think YouTube is kind of the same in that as long as you are being yourself, you can make it on YouTube. If you talk about something you're interested in and that other people want to hear what you have to say, you can be successful on YouTube. In terms of the comments, why do women? So what you're saying is perhaps women creators get more harsh or negative comments on their looks than male creators get. I believe that is probably the case. I don't know. It's just society. More men are jerks than women are jerks, I guess. I don't know. That's probably a valid statement. I mean, and who knows why? Testosterone probably plays a part in it. Some men may feel like they've got to, be the alpha male and act that way. Who knows? But whatever the reason is, there's really nothing we can do about that, right? There's nothing we as creators can do about that, male or female. All we can do is change the way we react to it. So if you're getting negative comments, it's no good to just, damn, why am I getting negative comments and that guy over there is not getting them? it is what it is. So I guess my approach would be how to deal with that. And the best thing I can come up with is delete it. Like if it bothers you, delete it. If it really bothers you, delete it fast. Right? That's it. I delete comments from my comments, right? From the comment section of my videos. And when I do it, I don't do it because it bothers me. In the beginning, I probably did. And I'd have to think about this, think back to what I was feeling and thinking at the time when I started out. But I can certainly see when somebody starts out as a creator, them feeling maybe a little bit more vulnerable and, when comments come in, they may take them more personally. And I probably did too. And I'd probably think about it like, why would somebody say that? Like, why, I shouldn't have to. And if I might dwell on, but I've since learned that that's wasted energy on my part. Like that doesn't, and I've since understood that negative comments like that, if some asshole out there is gonna, pardon my language, is gonna be a jerk and say mean things to a woman creator, then that's his problem. He's trying to make it your problem, but don't let him. Don't give jerks like that the power to affect your happiness and what you want to do. Don't give them that power. Just delete and move on, if that's what you got to do to get over that. I guess that's my approach. Like, we don't have control over what people say in their comments, but we do have control on how we react to them and how we deal with them. I don't let comments like that get to me anymore. And you're probably right. You may, as a woman, you may get more comments like that than I do. But I get my fair share of negative comments. Not on my looks yet. Maybe I will now, right? But whether it's on looks or my content or the team I cheer for or my hat or my clothes or the moles on my face, I guess that's looks, whatever it is, I now have the trained ability, I guess, I've trained myself to think this way, to not let it bother me. In fact, I'll laugh at it, is what I do. It's like, oh, this guy, like, what's, delete, gone. And when I say gone, I don't just mean it's gone from the comment section of my video. I mean it's gone out of my head. Like, I can't even think of one right now because they go, right? I just see Heidi says, wow, Rob drops a bomb. What did I do? What bomb? Oh, the curse word that I said? Maybe that's what it was. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, those are my thoughts on that. We only have control over our reactions to these things. So, I mean, we can be upset about the way society is, perhaps rightfully so. But, we can't really do much about it in the immediate other than delete those comments and move on and understand that the problem is with the commenter. Like, they are the one that has a problem, and that problem could be that their marriage broke up, or they lost a loved one, or they lost a job, or their life just sucks. Whatever it is, who knows? But they are lashing out. Jealousy is a big one, right? I think that's a big one on YouTube. People will lash out if they see a creator doing well, and they are struggling. So that one I almost get a little bit. Not that I condone it, but I can understand someone spinning their wheels. Like, well, looking at this Wayne Phipps video, for instance, right? Somebody who's got 100 videos and 10 subscribers, they've got 3 years invested in this and is not growing, they don't know what to do, and they see some guy come out with one video and in 3 days he's got 9,000 subscribers. Like, so I can see where that might tick some people off. And they might lie, but that, so I understand that. What I don't understand is, but I know a lot of people do it, is them then commenting and saying, you jerk, you don't deserve 9,000 subscribers, right? That I don't get. But there are people out there that do that. So just delete it and just understand, like, I hope that guy gets his life straightened away and he doesn't have to be so mean in the future, but it's not my problem. So move on. So anyway, I don't know. I hope I answered that question. Let's see. I'm going to look at the current to see if I'm missing anything here. Let's see. I haven't had any. Catherine says I haven't had any negative or nasty comments yet, but I'm very aware they'll come someday. They could, and it's a numbers game, right? The more success, the more views you get, your videos get, the more the chance of that increases. But 99.9% of my comments are positive. Right, so there's a lot of and then if it takes reading several positive comments to flush that negative comment out of your mind, then maybe that's a good strategy. Like if you get a bad comment that brings you down a little bit, delete it, and then just read some good ones, and maybe that'll help lift you back up. All right. Imagine if there was a Mrs. Beast. Oh yeah. You know what? You're probably right. Oh, Nexus Journey says I have a 400-word statement blocked in my settings so they can't hate on me. That's a good idea. I've actually never done that. I don't have any words blocked. I don't have anything blocked in my YouTube settings. I don't know. I guess I never set it up because I don't mind if people use the odd curse word or something like that in my comments. At least I'll get to see it, and I'll delete it if I want to. But often I will. But I've never done that. But yeah, that's something totally that you can do. If there are certain words that or phrases that you absolutely never want to see, you can set them up as being automatically blocked. You can do that in your YouTube studio settings. Good one. All right, what else we got here? Someone said, some people have a face for radio, LOL. I get what you're saying, and okay, but that doesn't mean other people have to say that to that person in the comments, right? Like that's more of a joke that people typically will say about themselves. But yeah, just if someone finds somebody not attractive, like that doesn't mean they should say that in the comments. That just floors me that anybody would like that. Doesn't even matter. That also sounds like, you know what? Actually, I was going to say that also sounds like not so much generational, but an age thing too. Like that almost sounds like a high school thing, like somebody that's in their, like a teenager might say, right? Not us over 40, right? Those of us who are, life experiences and retired perhaps, right? We don't tend to worry about that kind of stuff, but some people do. That's what I was saying is if you ever do get a comment like that, it may be coming from somebody who's much younger. and 20 years later, that person probably would never say something like that. It's probably coming from immature people. It most definitely is coming from immature people. All right, what else we got? Another question from Monkey Wrench, kind of along the same lines. If you are attractive, does it mean you will get more views? No, but I will say that, man, you're really hitting me with these with these questions. It's more of a younger person thing, I think. Yeah, if beautiful people become influencers, perhaps they will, depending on what their content is, they could have more success because of their looks. Yes. That is not at all what I'm, I guess, teaching or talk about in my videos. I will say that looks make no difference whatsoever if your content is good, right? Content wins, okay? So yeah, I would not say, like, if I was not able to be successful with YouTube, I would never blame it on looks. I would blame it on the fact that I was unable to come up with good enough content. If people don't have good enough content, can they fall back on their looks? Maybe if they're younger, sure. But that's kind of hollow. That's not a long game either. I mean, everybody ages, right? Not to say that, you have to be younger to be attractive. That's not what I mean. But I'm really struggling here with how to answer your questions, Monkey Wrench. That's, do attractive young people get more views in their Instagram or their YouTube videos? Maybe if their content is done in such a way as it's only for people who want to look at attractive people, okay? But if your content is richer than that and is not just about how you look, which I don't think, that's not what I'm about. That's not what I teach. If your content has stuff behind it, if it's good content, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Then you'll get views. That's the bottom line. If people want the information that you're providing and want to hear you talk, then you'll get views. Let me ask you this. I'll just kind of reverse it. Would you only be friends with attractive people? Right? Hopefully not. So, right? That's one way to look at it. So, anyway, I don't know if I answered that very well or not. I don't know if I'm the right person to answer that or not. But good questions nonetheless. Got me gets people. Maybe I make a video about that at some point too. All right. I just saw a question about a camera, so I'll answer that a little bit off away from what we were talking about. Are you happy with the Sony ZV-E10? Would you recommend it to me? I'm going to have the camera about 1 meter away. Which lens would you recommend to get that bokeh effect? Thanks. So for those who don't know, bokeh effect refers to blurry background like you see here. I'm using the ZV-E10 right now. Actually, it's the A6400 that is what this is, but that's the older version of the ZV-E10. That is the ZV-E10 right there. They're essentially the same. What lens? If you're about 1 meter away, which I'm about 1 meter away from this, maybe a little less actually, I can touch the lens. So my arm's not 1 meter long, I don't think. Not quite. So about 2.5 feet away. Sigma, so the lens I use, which is what I recommend for if you like that background, and that background is around 9 feet away from me, and it's blurry. The Sigma f1.4 16 millimeter lens. Excuse me, that's what I use. And that's what a lot of people use for these desk-mounted ZV-E10 shots. I like it. I don't use it outside. I only use my iPhone when I film outside. So, Heidi says, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Someone's character attracts me much more than their looks. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that's the attitude you should have when making videos. Put Q in front of your question so I can easily see it. Yes, absolutely. I would like to see an experiment where 2 people put out the same content, but one is more attractive and one isn't conventionally attractive. That might be interesting. Comment to Rob. I'm waiting for someone to say my face filters are too strong. Whoopsies, just told on myself. I don't even know how to do that. I mean, if I did, I'd probably get rid of some mole over here. I got a mole here, and I got some moles. Anyway, I have a little zit growing here I'm going to have to deal with, but I really don't care. I don't know. I feel like that's a better way to go. There's a whole lot less stress if you don't worry about that stuff. But again, I totally get it. Perhaps men have it a little easier than women in that respect. Is it fair? 100% no. But again, societal pressures, I guess, they're real. And I understand that. I get that. Moderators are unpaid help. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They're paid in thanks. Thanks, Catherine. Oh, and Catherine says, no ads other than the ones at the beginning. Thank you for that. So for those who are new or just recently joined, I said this in the beginning, I've got monetization turned on for this live stream, but I have mid-roll ads turned off. So what that means is when you started this, you perhaps saw an ad if you don't have YouTube Premium, and then no ads. I just want to see what the difference is, okay? I did an experiment about a month or probably 2 months ago now where I had monetization on with mid-roll ads, and because YouTube said, oh, now you can play ads because they show up beside the creator and you're not interrupted, so it's okay, don't worry about it, please run ads, is what YouTube is saying. So I did it. And the feedback I got was, yeah, that was kind of annoying. Ads played while you were talking, and in fact, their volume was louder than you. It was distracting. And so they would have got an ad on average every 5 minutes for like 2 or 3 hours or however long that live stream was. And for that inconvenience, I was paid an additional $8 for the entire live stream that had probably 150 people in it. So is that worth it? Not at all. No, you guys are worth far more to me than that. So I turned it off. So what I typically do is I have monetization off during my live streams and I turn it on as soon as it's over. Because then if anybody watches it on the replay, yes, there would be ads, but then when an ad plays, I'm paused. So you don't miss anything I'm saying. I wouldn't want you to miss what I'm saying because what I'm saying is very important. I don't want you to miss anything. My tongue is firmly in cheek. So, okay, what else we got? Here's a good question. Do you have any tips for managing your workflow and figuring out what things should be prioritized? So I struggle with that a little bit. I've got a lot of things. I've got a lot of balls in the air, so to speak, and sometimes I don't know what to do next. So I might not have a great answer for you. I guess one tip would be what I like to do in the mornings is kind of write out, or actually no, what I like to do at the end of the day, and for me that's usually in the evenings. If I'm working in the evening, I'll think, okay, all right, what do I want to do in the morning? Where do I want to pick up? And I'll write myself a little to-do list for the next morning, and I'll just write it on a pad of paper, old school, right? So that when I get back here in the morning, I'll look, okay, what do I got to do? This is, all right, what do I want to do first? And I'll look at my calendar, and I'll put some things on my Google Calendar as well. I'll look at my Zoom calendar to see if I have any meetings and stuff like that. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's whatever works for you, right? Paper calendar, online calendar. I have a vague idea of when I want to do videos, typically Mondays, and then if I do 2 videos that week, maybe it's a Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday for the second one. Last week I put one out on Saturday. I wanted it to be Friday, but it took me longer to edit that than I wanted. And then I thought, and in fact, I asked ChatGPT. I said, usually weekend videos don't do well for me, but I'm working on a video right now, and I'm not going to have it ready in time to put it out on Friday. Is it okay to put it out on Saturday? Put it out on Saturday, and basically the answer I got back was absolutely, go for it. Yeah, sure, you may not get the initial views that you normally get, but over the course of a week, you probably will. In the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't matter that much. So anyway, why did I get on that? So I don't have a set schedule of when I'm making videos. Is whenever I have time, I'll make another video. And if I feel like I want to put a video out that day or the next day, then I'll work on that. So yeah, I'm not great for managing my time, I wouldn't say. That made me smile. How are you so awesome? Thanks for what you do. I enjoy your work. Thank you, Alexander. I appreciate that. Gonna make me blush a little bit, but you made me laugh, so that's good. I sent you, that's a question. I sent you a question through one of your videos. Here it is. Could you please explain how to show the screens, like showing the analytics screen on my videos? Okay, yes, I don't remember seeing that question, but maybe it's there waiting for me to answer. So yeah, the last video I made, I showed my screen. So what I do is I use a screen recorder to record my screen, and then that records the screen just like a video, and then I can bring that video into my editor and edit it, right? So it's a multi-step process. I actually used OBS to record my screen, but there are other things you can use. I could have used Ecamm Live, actually. I have that. Or any screen recorder. So you have to be able to record your screen, okay? And it records like a video. You then also, so when I make a video like that, I record the screen. I record this camera directly onto the SD card in the camera. I don't bring that in. I don't record it on the computer at all, just onto the SD card. And I record my audio, which this mic goes into my computer, and I just open up Adobe Audition, but you can also use Audacity, any audio recorder to record that. I get all those three things recording, and then I make my video. And then when I'm done, I stop all three things. I bring them all into the computer. I bring them all into my video editing software. I sync everything up by the audio, okay, because the screen recorder is also recording audio, so it's picking up my voice, as is this real audio I want to keep, as is the audio in the camera, right? They're all getting picked up. So, you know, by the audio waveforms, you can start, you know, if you press record at roughly the same time on all three things, you know, you can get pretty close, and then you can dial it right in if you zoom in and sync everything up, and then delete the two audios that are not good, not the one you want to keep, and then edit everything together. So my face, I'll put myself in like a circle mask. I'll drag it down to the corner. The screen that I recorded, I'll zoom that in a bit to get rid of the, you know, the Google or sorry, the Chrome tabs at the top. You know, I crop that out, and then go from there. Then it's just video editing, and it takes a little bit longer to make those types of videos. Marianne has a question. I pop in and out of your shows, so I want to know how you are celebrating your wonderful 2025 YouTube journey. Celebrate? Well, actually, what I'm going to... you bring up a good point, or you reminded me of something. So 2 weeks from today is December 23rd. All right, that's a Tuesday. It's a live stream day. I'm going to call that the Christmas party live stream. I have no idea what I'm going to do yet. Might even have a giveaway of something, prizes or something. I don't know. I have to figure that out. But that's when we'll have our live stream Christmas party, 2 days before Christmas. How's that? To be determined what we're going to do. Don't know. Something special. And that's a hook. There you go. There's my hook for what we're going to do. Let me just... you guys can help me maybe. Rob is going to celebrate Tibbs Eve, East Coast style. That's right. That's right. That is Tibbs Eve. Christmas Eve Eve is Tibbs Eve in Newfoundland. That's a Newfoundland thing, I think. Nice, on my birthday. Sounds good, Rob. Your birthday, awesome. Awesome. Yay, can't wait. All right, yeah, that's right. Okay, so yeah, I guess I started it. So the ball is rolling. 2 weeks from today, we'll have a bit of a party. If I was tired, I'd say that. If I'm not, I'd say that. What's that? I must have missed something. I don't know what that's reference to. Okay, I'm just scrolling up to see if I missed anything. Looking at the channel members now, they jump right out at me because they're bold. Hello, Mike's Adventures. Hello, Russ's Rockin' O Railroad. Question: what are your demographics for your channel? Like, there are a lot of women here. Do you have more women or men followers? Does YouTube show you ages, gender, or any other demographics? Yes, and I can show you that. You say there's a lot of women here? Let's investigate. That's interesting because that is actually not what I see on my channel. Let's go here. Okay, let me share my screen. Here we go. So YouTube Analytics. Here's where you can go to find your demographics. And this is on point because yesterday's video was about, right here, YouTube Analytics Explained. But let's jump into it. YouTube Analytics and Audience. The second tab here, Audience. Click on that. And if you scroll down, you'll get to the demographics part. All the way down. Did I pass it? No. Here, right here. Age and gender. Nice round numbers. So 30% of the people who watch my videos are female and 70% male. That is in the last 28 days. Okay? I can change that. Let's go last year. 30.9% female, 69.1% male. All right. Let's go last 7 days. 30.7, 69.3. So pretty consistent over the last year. Yeah, only 30% are female, 70% are male. What are the demographics by gender in these live streams? That I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I could put a poll up, I suppose. Are you male or are you female? I could do that at the start of a live stream and see what it says at the end of it. That's not very scientific. It's not exact, but who knows? If you think there are more women here in the live chat than men, maybe it's because of the time of day I do this and where women are versus where men are. I don't know. Like, I don't know. And as far as ages go, it looks like 45 to 54 years old is the largest group, 24%, followed by 35 to 44, 23%, followed by 55 to 64, 21. So all 35 to 64 is 65 to 70% of my audience. All right, so there you go. Top geographies, if you're curious: United States, 47%. And then UK, 7.1%, and Canada, 7.1%, even though I'm in Canada. Then Australia, and then India. And then top subtitle and languages, 81% don't use subtitles, and those who do, 14.7% use English, and that's a lot more than anything else, all zeros. This I find interesting. The number of people that watch my videos on a mobile phone, 43%. And then TV is higher than computer. That blows me away. I find it very interesting. I watch YouTube video, well, I guess sometimes on the TV, but usually most of my YouTube viewing is on my computer. Second most would be on my phone. Like if I'm out for a walk or something, I might look at a video there or listen to it. I listen to YouTube music stations when I go for a walk. All right, so there you go. There you go. Interesting. That means you are a TV star. Me too. I have 34% TV viewers. I almost always watch it on my TV. Lots of couch potatoes. Just kidding. Don't think I have ever watched YouTube on my TV. Yeah, the thing about the TV, watching it on TV, somebody had a valid point. When you're watching YouTube on a TV, how do you subscribe to a channel? How do you leave a comment? Like those things, I'm sure there's ways you can do it, but like with an old-fashioned TV remote, it's harder. I'm sure there's a way, but it's harder, right? I just saw a question from Lori. Is today the last dock party? It was gonna be, and I know we're already past 4 o'clock, and I should have said this earlier. My plan was not to have a doc party today, just because I got so much going on this week. So I was gonna push it to next week. I hope that's okay. You know what? No, I will. I haven't set it up though. No, I can't today. I got too much going on afterwards. Sorry, Lori. I hope that's okay. But yeah, I had said last week that today was going to be the last one ever, just because my schedule's filling up. But I will do one next week. I promise. And that said, I do have to go probably soon. I'll give it 10 more minutes. How's that? 10 more minutes. So if you have any more last minute questions, put in your 3 Qs and I'll try to answer them. I'll try to go rapid fire and answer some questions. Lady of the house, how would you respond if someone says you always look so tired in your videos? How would I respond if someone said that to me? I would probably say, what's that? Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Anyway, if somebody said that to me, you always look so tired in your videos, I would probably say, trying to think about that. My initial instinct would be to say, oh, sorry about that. I must have been tired that day. Haha. Right? And I'd give it a heart. Right? I may give it a thumbs up too. That's probably what I would do. Or depending on how I felt, if I was actually feeling tired, I'd probably say something like, you know what? You're right. I was tired. Perhaps I'll try to get more sleep tonight. Haha. That's my approach. That's how I answer stuff like that. That said, like that's not a question I would. That's not a question. It's a comment. That's not a comment I would ever give anybody else. I can't wrap my head around why would somebody even leave a comment like that. But that said, that's how I deal with it. And then I forget about it. I would leave it, right? I would leave it. Reading dumb questions wears me out. Yeah, and I used to feel that way. It's like, oh, geez, how am I going to answer that? And as soon as you say something like that, like, oh, how am I going to answer that one? You know what? The proper thing to do would be is to delete it and don't worry about it. Don't answer it, right? If you ever have to say that and you're not sure how to answer, then do that. But I can say that fairly easily now because I've gone through probably what you're going through now. Like I've gone through the process of dwelling on a comment. Okay, I used to. I just don't anymore. I've been at this, I guess, long enough, and I've answered enough comments that's I've just learned to deal with it that way. Question: do you change content if there are more females than males, and vice versa? I don't. I mean, I don't think of it that way. So the way I think about it is, I make content. Viewers come and watch my content. It's really irrelevant to me whether they're male or female. It doesn't matter to me. It is what it is. It's interesting, actually, just kind of to further that along. So the Creators Growth Project, actually, that is starting on Monday. I'm excited to get going with that. We've got 10 people. We've got 10 people in that. It's full. And am I right? Is this? Okay, I think. I just had doubts for a second that I might be wrong, but I believe it's 2 males and 8 females is what we've got. It's just the way it happened. It does not jive with what my stats show, but perhaps it does jive with what the commenter said he or she sees in these live streams. But I did see somebody said something. Am I going to be able to find it now? Something about a live tab. There's a live tab where I can actually see. I missed that. Where'd it go? Because I wasn't aware of that. Rob doesn't see gender. I mean, I see gender, but it's not a focus. Like, I mean, if you are starting a channel and you want to speak to one gender or only one gender, then I guess you would craft your videos that way and you would speak to that gender. If on the off chance another gender watches your videos, then so be it. But I guess you can focus your attention on one gender if you want. I've chosen not to do that. I just think that, I don't know, like you're cutting your potential audience in half if you do that. So I haven't done that. How YouTube changed you in one statement. Thank you. It's increased my confidence. How's that? Short and sweet. Short question, short answer. At Lori's Soul Circle, Wayne Phipps, Penny C. Okay, yeah, so if you're asking, where did it go? This is a video that I wanted people to check out, and here's the channel. So those who didn't see me talk about this maybe 30 or so minutes ago, this channel, somebody emailed me and said, you need to check this out. Look what this guy's doing. He's got one video on his channel, and it's got 371,000 views. One video and 2 shorts. That's crazy. And it's like 4 days, and 9,000 subscribers. So watch that video and try to figure out why. Like why. And understand and know that this is just a dude being himself. I mean, he spent a little bit of time in the intro, and it was only, I think it was 40 seconds long. I'm even getting some inspiration from that intro, right? I'd like to do the video I made on Saturday. I put a little more effort into not so much the intro, but just putting more B-roll in it. So I want to do a little bit more of that, just for my own personal growth. You know, the easiest videos for me to make are always going to be going outside and going for a walk and talking to the camera. Dead easy to make. And the more you do videos like that, the better you're going to get at making them. But I do for my, I want to grow. I want to get better at intros and putting B-roll in. So, yeah, I took inspiration from that. But yeah, great channel to check out and try to see why he did so well with that video, and probably a lot of good lessons in there. So I'm happy for him, and that's awesome. Oh, and I see your question now here, Lori. Would you remind me that channel? That was it. He crushed it in 2 days. He's still crushing it. If you could have one AI tool to solve a pain point, what would it do? Help me organize my thoughts. This is a jumbled mess up here. I got a lot of thoughts going on, and I need help organizing them, like an assistant. That's what I use ChatGPT to do. It helps me with that all the time. Question, the way I look, you're screaming at me with those all caps. The way I look at the hype option is just leaves one more thing for the viewer to click on, and one more thing for the algorithm to slow your push down if they don't hype your content. That is not the way to look at it. It's also one more. So if you don't know about this by now, let me help you along. You see this glass? That's got some grape flavored water in it. Okay? To me, that glass is half full. All right? It ain't half empty. That's half full. It's still half full. That is my outlook on everything. So something else you could say that I can add to your statement there is one more thing for the algorithm to help speed up the growth of your channel if people hype you. That's the way to look at it. See the difference? It's, you are right, but I'm right too. So the bottom line is the hype button is another way. A third full, yeah. Okay, you might have me there, but anyway, if this glass was a proper size, that's a huge glass, then that amount of water would be totally full on a proper size glass. How's that? So anyway, what was I saying? What was I saying? I don't know, but this is right up the same alley. Rob, how do you stay positive all the time? You are inspiring. I don't know. I find it doesn't take any energy to be positive. I feel like it would take more energy to be negative. And why? Why spend energy to bring myself down, which would probably bring others down who are around me? Why would I want to do that? I think it's just better to exist in positivity. All right, let's see. anyway, it's just the way I look at it. It's the way I choose to go through life. And I get a lot of positive feedback from it. So, and if I didn't, I don't think I would change. Like, again, like if something is going to bring me down, then I'm not going to spend as much time with that thing or doing that thing, right? So, I don't know. That's just the way I look at it. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, I'm running up into the end of it here. Lori says, Rob's community, thank you for all the bottom of my heart. I come here every week and literally feel like I am coming home each week. This community is by far the best community I belong to. Thank you, Lori. I'm glad you like this. I really enjoy this. I enjoy this. It still blows me away that there are 174 people still listening to me and reading the chat after over 2 hours. That's awesome. And yeah, no, it's awesome. And yeah, if I can inspire you to do the same, then that's awesome too. I love hearing success stories. In the comments, people will tell me that, you know, they've been at it for this long, they have this many subs, they'll tell me about their first viral video, or getting monetized, or getting their first paycheck from YouTube, or getting positive comments. I love it all. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. I 1000% agree. Negativity is very energy draining. Still here, still learning. Awesome. All right, guys, I'm going to do anything else I wanted to mention here. Nigel's story, talked about that. Creators Growth Project. The next one I'm going to run is going to be probably March. But this first one, I'm excited to go through that. 6 weeks, followed by 12 months. It's going to be awesome. Hopefully we can grow a bunch of successful creators there. Livestream Made Easy. The next group call is next Thursday, December 18th. I hope to have 2 new videos for then. I promised it last time. They're still not made, but they're coming together. I just got a lot going on this week. Yeah, if you're new here and you need more help than what you've gotten from this, visit my website. I got some other things there, robthemaritimer.com. There's some free stuff you can download, and you can learn about the coaching that I offer. And I got a couple of courses on sale that you can check out as well. I don't think we hit a record today. The record live stream was last week at 222. What does this say we hit? 217, I think we hit. So, but those numbers are always revised a couple days later. December 23rd, 2 weeks from today, will be a Christmas party live stream. Don't know what that means yet, but I'll probably have a decoration hanging off my hat or something. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe a little Christmas cheer in a cup. Who knows? Oh, and I tested monetization. So I'm going to let you know next week how this monetization test worked. You may have seen an ad at the beginning of this one because monetization was on, but I turned mid-roll ads off. So hopefully you never saw an ad during this, right? That's my hope. Alrighty. No, I don't have to answer that. No, because who knows? Oh no, I just joined. It already sounds like we're signing off. Yeah, I am signing off. I am sorry. I've got places to go and stuff to do. Thank you all. This was fun. Look for another video before the end of the week. Don't know what that's going to be about yet, but I'm sure it's going to be amazing. So check that out. And I'll see you in next Tuesday's live stream. For those who are in the Creators Growth Project, we'll see you Monday. Actually, you'll get an email from me before that. Actually, probably tonight or tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Oh, I can't go a live stream without Peanut saying hi. Say hi, Peanut. There you go. Thanks, guys. See you next time. Bye.